Okay, so good morning, dear students. So again, this is the third lecture of your unit 3, that is hydraulic turbine and centrifugal pump. So before I go to third lecture, I would like to recall what we have studied in last lecture. Okay. So in lecture 2, what we have studied, we have seen what is Pelton wheel, its construction, working of Pelton wheel we have seen. Then the most important thing, that is velocity triangle of Pelton wheel, we will study. Okay, and in this class we will study the numerical. So for a quick recall, I am showing what we have done in last lecture. That is, this is the construction which consists of four important parts. That is nozzle with regulating arrangement, runner with bucket, casing, and braking jet. We have discussed the function of each component in our last class. Next, the most important thing is velocity triangle. It is important because for solving the numerical, we should know what is velocity triangle and how it will be constructed. In case of steam turbine, we have to construct it by proper measurement, but here it is not the case. We have to calculate everything by the geometry of the velocity triangle. So what we have seen that inlet velocity triangle is straight line, and outlet velocity triangle is similar to that what we have studied in steam turbine, almost similar to that. So in that case, we have seen that blade velocity will remain pi dn by 60 because it is tangential flow turbine, and in velocity of jet will be root 2 gh in case of Pelton wheel, because it consists of only the kinetic head. The energy associated with jet is only because of kinetic energy, because it is impulse turbine. And in case of impulse turbine, what is that? There should not be any pressure drop. Pressure at inlet and outlet will remain same, and it will be equal to the atmospheric pressure. So velocity of jet will be given by under root 2gh. With this, we have calculated from inlet velocity triangle. We have seen that tangential velocity or velocity of whirl will be equal to jet velocity at inlet. Relative velocity will be v1 minus u, and alpha and theta in case of inlet velocity triangle is 0 because it is a straight line. In outlet velocity triangle, if there is no loss while this jet is traveling to the blade surface, if there is no frictional loss, then we can consider that this relative velocity at outlet is equal to the relative velocity at inlet. And with this, if we have to calculate VW2. So what is VW2? It is the cos component of VR2, means VR2 cos phi minus U2 will give VW2, and U2 and U1 and U all are same as we have already seen. Okay, so force developed is given by formula rho A V1 VW1 plus VW2. It is again divided into three cases depending upon the value of beta. If beta is an acute angle, we have rho A V1 VW1 plus VW2. If beta is 90 degree, VW2 will be 0 because beta 90 degree, this VW2 will be 0. And if beta is obtuse angle, then there will be a change in velocity triangle and we get VW2 a negative value, and we have to put it here. These three formula are important. When we multiply this force with blade velocity, that is u, will get the work done by the jet per second, work done by the jet on runner per second. Again, we can easily convert it into power like this. And the most important thing is work done per second per unit weight of fluid striking per time. If you want to divide the work done by the jet by weight of fluid striking, we have to divide it by weight, and weight of the fluid will be mass into acceleration that we have seen. So this is the mass. How it is the mass? Density into A into V1. What is this? Flow rate, meter cube per second, and density is kg per meter cube. So meter cube will be cancelled out, and we'll get kg per second, this term. And when we multiply mass with g, we will get weight. So when we divide these two things, what we get? We get unit meter. Okay, we will get meter, that we have discussed in our last class. Okay, so these are some important points for Pelton wheel. Now we will go into our today's lecture, that is on numericals on Pelton wheel. Okay, so just observe what is happening. This is very simple topic. Numericals are also very simple. We're going to enjoy this. If you know the velocity triangle and if you know the simple geometry, you can easily solve any problem related to Pelton wheel. So let's start problem 1. Here it is given a Pelton wheel has a mean bucket speed of 35 meter per second. Mean bucket speed means U is given, okay, and U1 equal to U2 equal to U, we know. With a jet of water flowing at a rate of 1 meter cube per second. This is the unit of flow rate. So what is given? Q is given, capital Q is given under a head of 270 meters. So head is also given. The bucket deflects the jet through an angle of 170 degree. So there is a deflection that we have seen, angle of deflection. What is angle of deflection? So it is given 170 degree, means when jet strikes the center of the bucket, it will change its direction by 170 degree. Then we have to calculate the power delivered and hydraulic efficiency, and it is said that coefficient of velocity is 0.98. Okay, so I have written the given condition: speed of bucket, discharge, CV, coefficient of velocity is CV, head of water is 270 meter, angle of deflection is 170 degree, and phi. So phi, angle of deflection is given 170 degree. So again, by geometry, simple geometry, what we will see, we will see that if this is angle of deflection 170 degrees, so from geometry this phi will be 180 minus 10, 180 minus 170 degree, because this angle is 10 degree. So this is alternate opposite angle. So phi will, from here we get 10 degree. So if in any numerical angle of deflection is given, what it is given? Actually it is given the outlet blade angle, means phi it is given. Okay, so from here we can taken phi is 10 degree. Now we have to solve for power delivered. So again, we know that for power delivered, we have to calculate VW1 and VW2. So from inlet velocity triangle, first we have to calculate the velocity of jet. What will be the velocity of jet? It is V1 is equal to CV under root 2GH, that we have already seen. Everything is given. CV is 0.98 given. H is 270 meter is given. So after calculating it, we get V1 velocity of jet at 71.32 meter per second. Okay. Again, from inlet velocity triangle, what we know that V1 is equal to VW1. It can be seen from this diagram. V1 is equal to VW1. So we have we get VW1 as V1, that is 71.32 meter per second. Now we have to calculate VR1 to calculate VW2. For calculating VW2, we require VR2. So to get VR2, we have to calculate VR1, and from this inlet velocity triangle, VR1 is equal to V1 minus U1. VR1 is equal to V1 minus U1. U is already given 35 meter per second. V1 we have just calculated, so it will give 36.32 meter per second. So from inlet velocity triangle, two information is derived, that is VW1 71.32 meter per second and VR1 36.32 meter per second. Now in numerical, it is not given that there is a loss due to friction when fluid travel from point C to outlet velocity. ओके, तो यहाँ पे कोई लॉस नहीं हो रहा है, किसी भी प्रकार का फ्रिक्शनल लॉस नहीं हो रहा है. सो व्हाट वी विल कंसीडर दैट रिलेटिव वेलोसिटी विल रिमेन अनचेंज, दैट इज VR2 is equal to VR1. So when we go to the outlet velocity triangle, what one thing we have the value of VR2 which is equal to VR1, that is 36.32 meter per second. Now again, to evaluate V2, what we have to do? We have to take cos component of VR2, that is VR2 cos phi, and when we subtract VR2 cos phi by U2, we'll get VW2, and U2 we know that U2 is equal to U1, which is already given 35 meter per second. So from here we can calculate easily VW2, which is 0.76 meter per second in this case. Now this two thing has been calculated. Rest of the thing is just a formality. Let's see. Work done per second is given by rho into A into V1, VW1 plus VW2 into U. Density of water is known, that is 1000. Area A into V1. What is A into V1? From continuity equation we know that area into velocity is flow rate Q. Q is already given 1 meter cube per second in this problem. So this A into V1, can be replaced by Q. Okay. So after substituting the value 1001, VW1, VW2 into U, will get work done per second as 22,800 Newton meter per second. Okay. Now what it is asking? It is asking power developed. So again, we have to divide it by 1000. We'll get 2522.80 kilowatt as power developed, and this power developed is also known as runner power. Okay. So we have calculated runner power. Next, what it has been asked? hydraulic efficiency. So we know that hydraulic efficiency is the ratio of runner power and water power. So now we have to calculate water power, and we know that we have already seen that the formula of calculating water power is rho into G into Q into H. Everything is known here. Density, gravitational acceleration, Q is given 1, head is given 270. So from here, substituting all the values, we'll get water power as 2648.70 kilowatt. Now the thing has been simple. Hydraulic efficiency is the ratio of runner power and water power. So we get hydraulic efficiency as 95.24%. Again, in every question, whether it is asked or not, we have to draw velocity triangle. Okay, so this is the standard velocity triangle for any Pelton wheel problem. So always remember this velocity triangle. If you know this velocity triangle, you can solve any problem. Now let's move to second problem. This is quite different from the problem that we have solved. A simple change I have made in this problem. Let's see the problem. A 137 mm diameter jet of water issuing from the nozzle impinges on the bucket of a Pelton wheel, and the jet is deflected through an angle 165 degree by the bucket. So what it is given here? It is given diameter of jet, small d it is given, and angle of deflection 165 it is given. Can anyone say that what from this angle of deflection what we can calculate? If you know the answer, unmute yourself and tell from this 165 degree what we can have. What it इसका मतलब क्या है? 165 डिग्री जो दिया है उससे हम क्या निकालेंगे?
सर उससे फाई की वैल्यू निकल जाएगी.
वेरी गुड वेरी गुड. मैं बस यही देख रहा था, आप लोग सो तो नहीं गए. चलिए, वेरी गुड. नेक्स्ट, what it is given, the head available at the nozzle is 400 meter, means h is given. Coefficient of velocity is 0.97, that is cv. Speed ratio 0.46. speed ratio से क्या निकलेगा? We can calculate the blade velocity with this speed ratio. And one important thing, it is given that the reduction in relative velocity while passing through the bucket is 15%. Means now we cannot take VR2 is equal to VR1 that we have taken in our last problem. We have to take VR2 is equal to 0.85 times that of VR1. Now it is asked to calculate the force exerted by the jet on the bucket, F निकालना है, and the power developed. So let's first write the given condition, and we have to draw first velocity triangle. So diameter of jet is given. So with this diameter of jet, we can calculate the area of jet. Area of jet is pi by 4 d square. We have to convert this mm into meter. Angle of deflection 165 degrees is given. So as Nikhil already said that phi is 15 degree. Head of water 400 meter. CV 0.96, speed ratio 0.46, and this important relation extra it is given in this numerical, that is VR2 is equal to 0.85 times of VR1. So rest of the things will be same. So again, by inlet velocity triangle, we will get V1 is equal to CV under root 2GH. Everything is given. H 400 meter is given. So V1 is 85.93 meter per second. Okay. Now blade velocity, that is U is equal to speed ratio into under root 2GH. Speed ratio is given 0.45 under root 2GH. So we will get blade velocity U is equal to 40.75. When we get this two, then we have to we can calculate from here. From inlet velocity triangle, what we can have, we have VW1 which is equal to V1, that we have already known because inlet velocity triangle is a straight line. So VW1 is 85.93 meter per second, and VR1 we know that it is difference between jet velocity and blade velocity. So it is 85.93 minus 40.75, the difference of these two values, and we get VR1 as 41.5. So from inlet velocity triangle, two values are required that we have already get. Okay. Now we have to move to outlet velocity triangle. Now from outlet velocity triangle, first we have to calculate VR2. A relation is given that VR2 is equal to 0.85 times of VR1. So VR2 we can get easily, that is 38.40 multiplying 0.85 by 45.18. Once we get VR2, again we have to calculate VW2, and we know that VW2 is a cos component of VR2 minus U2. So VR2 cos phi minus U. So we get VW2 as minus 3.658. Now this is important. In earlier question, the value of VW2 is a positive value. Here the value of VW2 is a negative value. So the velocity triangle that we have discussed in last numerical, there will be a slight change in the outlet velocity triangle of this problem. then what we that we will see now, BW2 is minus 3.658. Then we have to put it with formula, in formula with minus sign. Okay, so this plus sign, the formula of force exerted, this plus sign BW2 will become minus sign. So we get 1000 into area. We have already calculated the area of jet. V1 it is calculated. Now BW1 minus BW2. So we get force exerted by jet as 104206 Newton. Okay. Now the power developed, again force into velocity divided by 1000. So this is simple. The most important thing in this problem is what will be the velocity triangle, what will be the outlet velocity triangle. Well, once we get VW2 as a negative value, यहाँ पे negative आई तो अपने velocity triangle अब जैसा बनता था वैसा नहीं रहेगा. So what will be the modification of in outlet velocity triangle? Let's see. This one is the old velocity triangle where beta is the acute angle and VW2 is a positive value. Now this will be changed. This will be changed a bit. This will be changed a bit, and it will give this VW2 is a on the right side of this point, and beta will become an obtuse angle. This is the case 3. When beta is obtuse angle, then VW2 will be a negative value. So the outlet velocity triangle will be modified to this. So this is very important observation from this numerical. Okay, now let's move into third problem, third numerical. This is a much simpler problem, but it is there in the university exam 2 or 3 years back. So I have taken this problem. A Pelton wheel is to be designed for the following specification. Pelton wheel has to be designed. Okay, shaft power it is given, head it is given, speed it is given, overall efficiency it is given. What is overall efficiency? It is the ratio of shaft power by hydraulic power. Okay, and jet diameter is 1/10 of wheel diameter. This is again an important thing. It is given that jet diameter is 1/10 of wheel diameter. Determine wheel diameter. Once we calculate wheel diameter, obviously we can get jet diameter by dividing it by 10 and the number of jet required. So this is एकदम simple tricky question है ये, but very important. Simple है, tricky है, important है, already asked in RGPV exam. So I'm not writing given condition here because it is already in question. It is given in the form of given condition. So starting with solution, velocity of jet, again CV is given 0.98. So CV into under root 2gh, we get velocity of jet, that is 61.39 meter per second. Okay. Next is blade velocity. Speed ratio is given. Similar to last problem, speed ratio, blade velocity can be calculated by 0.45 into under root 2gh. That comes 28.19. So these two things, in almost every problem of Pelton wheel, you will get this thing and you have to calculate like this. Next is to calculate the wheel diameter. So see how to calculate wheel diameter. This U is 28.19, but it is also pi dn by 60. Now in this equation, U is known, N it is given, speed 800 rpm, everything is known. Only D is capital D is unknown, which is wheel diameter and which is been asked in the numerical. So keeping D on one side and rest of the thing on right hand side and substituting the value, will easily get capital D as 0.67 meter. Now once we get wheel diameter, jet diameter can be calculated by dividing it by 10. So it is, second part is very simple. Jet diameter small d is equal to capital D by 10, which is 0.067 meter. Now comes the number of jet. And as I already told while studying the Pelton wheel, that there can be a number of jet, 1 jet, 2 jet, 3 jet, depending upon the requirement. So in this problem, how many jets are there? So how to calculate the number of jet? Number of jet can be calculated by the total flow rate required. Listen carefully. The total flow rate required to develop this much soft power. To develop this much soft power divided by flow rate of one nozzle or one jet. If we divide total flow rate by flow rate of one jet, we can get the number of nozzles. So first we have to calculate the flow rate of one jet. Then we have to calculate the overall flow rate required, and when we divide these two values, we will get the number of jets. So it is again very simple. Discharge of one jet is, a small q is area of jet, that is pi by 4 into 0.067 that we have just calculated, jet diameter, area into velocity. Velocity of jet is 61.39. Okay, so area into velocity we know flow rate, and this flow rate is from one jet. That's why I had given it a small q. So from one jet it is 0.216 meter cube per second. So we have discharge from one jet. Now we have to calculate the overall discharge. Overall discharge can be calculated by the formula overall efficiency, which is given. That is, what is overall efficiency? It is shaft power by water power. जितना स्टार्टिंग में पावर है वो डिनोमिनेटर में रहेगा, जितना फाइनल पावर है वो न्यूमरेटर में रहेगा. तो शाफ्ट पावर इट इज गिवन, ऑलरेडी इट इज गिवन. नाउ वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट वाटर पावर एंड देन डिवाइड बोथ. Let's see how it is happening. Overall efficiency is a shaft power by water power. Shaft power it is given. We know to calculate water power as rho gq into h by 1000. Okay, that we have already seen in previous problem. So rho gq, q is unknown, we have to calculate q, and head 200 it is given. This 1000 denominator will move up to numerator. So from this formula overall efficiency is 0.86. So by solving this formula we get q is equal to 0.436 meter cube per second. So small q is known, capital Q is known, number of jet will be a ratio of capital Q by small q. Capital Q is overall discharge required to produce this much power, and small q is discharged through one jet. So we get number of jet as 2 jet. Okay, so this is simple problem, but it is there in RGBV exam. Now the last problem of today's class, that is design a Pelton wheel for a head of 80 meter and speed 300 rpm. Two things is given, H and N are given. The Pelton wheel develops 103 kilowatt shaft power. Shaft power is given, take CV is equal to 0.98, speed ratio 0.485, and overall efficiency 80%. So here it is saying that design a Pelton wheel. So we have to know that while designing a Pelton wheel, what are the things we have to show. So that we have discussed in our last class. So for designing a Pelton wheel, what is required? Diameter of wheel it is required, diameter of jet it is required, depth of bucket it is required, width of bucket it is required, and number of jet it is required. So all the things we have to calculate so that we can design the Pelton wheel. So let's start. Given it is had written head, N, RPM, shaft power, and overall efficiency. So for, again, similarly, we have to calculate velocity of jet. V1 is equal to CV under root 2gh. So it will give 38.82 meter per second velocity of jet. Similarly, velocity of blade can be calculated. 17.82 it is given. I am not explaining because in last three problems we have done the same thing. Okay. Next, U is again pi d n. So wheel diameter can be calculated by similar formula 1.134. Okay. First thing is known. Second, we have to calculate the jet diameter. So for calculating jet diameter, we have to know the flow rate, because once we have flow rate and we will divide from continuity equation, this flow rate will be equal to area into velocity. If this flow rate will be divided by velocity, jet velocity, we'll get area, and from that area we can calculate the diameter of jet. So again, same formula, shaft power by water power. Shaft power it is given, water power rho g q h by 1000. Again, one unknown, rest of the things are known. So from here we can get capital Q. Now this capital Q is area into velocity. Okay, area A into V1. Area can be written as pi by 4 d square, and again one unknown, we get a small diameter as 0.073 meter. Okay, so second part is also we get, that is jet diameter. Now what is there? Once we will get the jet diameter, everything will be very simple, because there is a standard formula. Depending upon the diameter of the jet, the rest of the thing of the blade is decided, that what will be the depth, what will be the width, and what will be the number of bucket. Okay, so size of the bucket, first width is 5 times that of diameter of jet. So 5 into diameter of jet, we get width as 0.365 meter. Next, depth of bucket 1.2 d is equal to 1.2 into 0.073, will get 0.0876 meter. So size of bucket is also calculated. Now fourth and last point is to evaluate the number of bucket. Number of bucket is denoted by capital Z, and it will be equal to 15 plus d by capital D by 2 into small d. So we have capital D 1.134 meter, small d 0.073 meter, and when we calculate this, we'll get 22.76. So it is a fractional
Excuse
value.
me, sir.
Yes, yes.
सर ये साइज ऑफ बकेट एक बार समझ नहीं आई, ये तो बकेट 5D क्यों लिया?
ये स्टैंडर्ड है. This is standard. स्टैंडर्ड डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द डायमीटर ऑफ जेट. जो डायमीटर ऑफ जेट है ना, उस पर डिपेंड करता है कि
हाँ,
आपके बकेट का साइज कितना होगा, उसकी स्ट्रेंथ कितनी होनी चाहिए. तो अगर
अच्छा, जब भी विड्थ की बात करेगा तो 5D लेंगे और डेप्थ की बात करेगा
डेप्थ
तो
की बात
1.2.
करेगा तो ये स्टैंडर्ड है. हाँ, इट इज स्टैंडर्ड.
Okay,
हमने सब लास्ट क्लास में हमने डिस्कस भी किया था इसको कि विड्थ ऑफ बकेट 5D लेना है. तो ये यहाँ तक निकालने के बाद एवरीथिंग डिपेंड अपॉन दिस द वैल्यू ऑफ डी. जैसे जेट का डायमीटर ज्यादा रहेगा तो उसकी स्ट्रेंथ ज्यादा रहेगी, ज्यादा फोर्स आएगा, तब हमको विड्थ ऑफ बकेट भी ज्यादा लेना पड़ेगा, है नहीं, ताकि वो पूरे के पूरे जेट को ले सके. डेप्थ भी ज्यादा लेना पड़ेगा. ओके, ठीक है. So here again come to number of bucket, that is 22.76, but this is a fractional value, so we have to take just another integral value, that is 23.23 bucket. So अगर 22.2 भी आता है या 1 भी आता है तो we will take next number, that is 23 bucket. So the number of bucket required is 23 bucket. Okay, so these are the 4 important problem of Pelton wheel. अगर आप लोग ये चारों प्रॉब्लम अच्छे से समझ गए हैं, देख लिए, मैं नोट्स भी भेज दूंगा आपको पीडीएफ में, तो इट विल बी वेरी सिंपल फॉर यू. इसी से रिलेटेड न्यूमेरिकल आते हैं. आप पुराने क्वेश्चन पेपर भी अगर देखेंगे, यू विल फाइंड दैट ऑल द न्यूमेरिकल्स आर रिलेटेड लाइक दिस वन. ओके, so this is all for today's class. If you have any doubt, you can ask.
सर इसमें सर नंबर ऑफ जेट्स नहीं निकालेंगे सर?
इसमें नंबर ऑफ जेट नहीं, डिजाइन में नंबर ऑफ जेट निकालना नहीं है, क्योंकि नंबर ऑफ जेट हम एज्यूम कर रहे हैं 1 है, तभी तो हम यहाँ पे Q इज इक्वल टू A इंटू V1 लिए. डिजाइन ऑफ बकेट में नंबर ऑफ जेट नहीं आता. डिजाइन ऑफ बकेट में देखिए 4 चीज आती है: व्हील डायमीटर, जेट डायमीटर, साइज ऑफ बकेट. अब साइज ऑफ बकेट में भी 2 चीज आती है: विड्थ ऑफ बकेट एंड डेप्थ ऑफ बकेट, एंड लास्ट वन इज नंबर ऑफ बकेट. नंबर ऑफ जेट तब हमको निकालना पड़ता है जब यहाँ पे स्मॉल क्यू और कैपिटल क्यू अलग है, लेकिन यहाँ पे तो हम एज्यूम ही कर रहे हैं कि एक ही नंबर ऑफ जेट है, तभी हम यहाँ से डायमीटर निकाल पाएंगे, अदरवाइज वी विल नॉट एबल टू कैलकुलेट द डायमीटर. ओके, तो नंबर ऑफ जेट डिजाइन ऑफ पेल्टन व्हील में नहीं आता है.
यस सर, थैंक यू सर.
ओके,
थैंक यू सर.
चलिए ठीक है. नेक्स्ट अपने और फ्रेंड्स को बोलिए आप, इफ दे कैन ज्वाइन, एंड इन नेक्स्ट क्लास वी विल स्टडी reaction turbine, radial flow reaction turbine. That is very important. I will post the schedule of next class. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.